Tech boys basketball team won the Division II state title back on March 9th, defeating Centennial High School 79-55. The Bulldogs also winning league titles and section titles. Ardarius Grayson earned the MVP award for the Oakland Athletic.
Check, check, a mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, check. Mic check from Oakland, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mic check.
Ladies and gentlemen, we know we go a little different here in Oakland. So instead of having a ceremonial first pitch, we're going to have a ceremonial
Check, check, check.
batter. And with us tonight, please welcome Shrita Nosahari from Lighthouse Public Affairs who've been instrumental in helping the Ballers and the city of Oakland partner to build this beautiful ballpark. All right, Shrita, are you ready to hit it? 3, 2, 1. What a shot! We got Oakland baseball coming up.
And a pleasant good evening, everybody, and welcome to Yolo High Wheelers baseball from Raimondi Park here in Oakland, California. Game 2 of the 6-game series, the visiting Yolo High Wheelers and the hometown Oakland Ballers. And last night it was Yolo who spoiled the homecoming party for Oakland. First time there's been professional baseball at this site in about 100 years, and Yolo made themselves at home with a 9-3 win. 4 home runs for the High Wheelers, 2 by left fielder Jose Gonzalez, who finished with 4 RBIs, along with Sam Kaczynski, who homered, and Angel Mendoza, who went deep as well. So the High Wheelers winning last night, going away 9-3. Cameron Rapetti, a good outing for him. The starter ended up going 6 innings and struck out 7. That's the most strikeouts for a High Wheeler pitcher this season. So game 2 about to get underway on a nice, cool evening for baseball here in Oakland. Again, it's game 2 of this 6-game series. The pitching matchup tonight for the Yolo High Wheelers, it will be the left-hander from Lakeland, Florida, Dawson Lane. He gets the baseball. For Lane, no wins and no losses, and he's yet to allow a run through 1 start. Meanwhile, for the Oakland Ballers, it'll be the right-hander Aaron Eden, and he is 1-1 on the very young campaign. So that is the pitching matchup here this evening. 6:35 p.m. first pitch tonight. Then we go 6:35 tomorrow, 6:35 on Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday 1:05 first pitch, and then the team heads to northern Colorado coming up next week. We're going to go right to our pregame guest, manager Billy Horton will join us in a moment. First year, of course, everybody's in their first year with Yolo, but veteran baseball man in Billy Horton. Second year in the Pioneer League, was in Billings last year where the Mustangs made a playoff appearance, and now this year with the Yolo High Wheelers. And Billy Horton will talk a little bit about the offense, which has come through of late, and certainly last night's game as well. So without further ado, let's go to Billy Horton.
those first few games we're only getting 4 out of our guys, and now they're getting into those 5-6 innings where it's giving a little bit of a break for our bullpen. But guys are throwing strikes. I believe we have more strikeouts than walks on the defensive side, and on the offensive side we're walking more than we're striking out. So guys are just doing a good fundamental job.
Yeah, it's fun to write the game notes, and so far I've written about a lot of guys. Has reached base safely in 15 out of last 20 plate appearances, or similar in terms of hits. But what seemed to be clicking about the offense over the last few games?
The guys we recruited, and this has been a process since October, we were very diligent about looking at the people, at guys who had good walkout to strike ratios, or walk to strikeout ratios, I should say. Guys who put the ball in play, who had high OPSs, guys who could play to a ballpark that we have at home, which is gigantic. And they're doing that job. So a lot of this right now is what we expected. Like Gonzalez, you don't expect someone to hit 550, right? But these guys are doing a great job. They're doing a better job now. Running scoring position, which was tough the first few games. But we challenged them to get better, and they have.
Yeah, obviously, no doubt about it. And you mentioned Jose Gonzalez, a couple of home runs last night. The team collectively 4 home runs. I know it's only one game at this stadium, but is this a place where the ball, you think, has a lot of carries of the shorter dimensions? What is it?
It's the shorter dimensions, I believe. The left field, the ball's going to jump. You'd think being in Oakland, maybe the Marine there would come in and knock the ball down, but compared to our stadium, the ball's going to jump a little bit more here. And we know we got guys, we talked about it before pregame, we don't need to change anything we're doing. You don't want guys to get big all of a sudden because they know it's a shorter porch. You just keep doing what you're doing, and we know the ball's going to be hit back at Yolo that wouldn't go up, that would go up here.
And obviously last night with Mendoza going deep, and obviously Kaczynski as well. We mentioned the pitching and the bullpen, 37 strikeouts over the last 3rd innings. Last night I thought Zaleski had a immaculate inning. I guess the first pitch he threw was a ball, but it was right past the torch on to each guy.
Yeah, and Jacket was awesome because he and Jerome Williams, our pitching coach, worked on a little something in the bullpen. I don't know if it was the day before or it was yesterday. And Jack felt something and he told Jerome, and then he went out there and just shoved. Him and Langro were amazing. Just coming out 6 punch-outs in a row. It was great.
Indeed it was. And obviously the bullpen, a big key to last night and of late, but with Cameron Repetti last night, gives up the 2-run homer in the first, and for the most part, that was it, obviously keeping you in the game.
Yeah, Cam did a great job. Came out and gave us an awesome start. He's a competitor. You saw him coming off the field, fired up. There was a couple of difficult plays that happened during those first 6 innings that we worked through. He did an awesome job blocking out the noise, blocking out anything he couldn't control, and just competed. That's what we asked everyone to do.
Yeah, he definitely did. And he's a competitor. He walked off that mound that 6th inning after the team had taken the lead. Things got a little dicey in the bottom of the 6th. He got a big strikeout to end that inning, and he really got the crowd into it, or vice versa.
Yeah, the crowd was giving it to him a little bit, and which is part of it. There was 4,000 people here. It was a great atmosphere. It was fun, and guys are competitors. Guys are emotional, and he didn't do anything disrespectful. I thought it was great.
All right, and finally, there was some confusion. I think it was the 3rd inning that the umpire thought that.
Now, Billy Horton joining us tonight. We apologize for the poor quality of that, feeding it through my phone. I do apologize for that. I know the volume was a little low, so hopefully we can try and rectify that in the future. So we do thank Billy for joining us tonight. Let's take a look at the starting lineups first for the Yolo High Wheelers and manager Billy Horton. Again, Yolo coming in with a record of 6-4. Braylon Skinner leads it off, plays center field. Batting second at shortstop, Braylon Marine. Bobby Lede hits third at second base. Jose Gonzalez is in left field, and he bats cleanup. Sam Kaczynski hits fifth. He's at first base. Batting sixth at third base is Braden Blackford. The right fielder hitting seventh is Justin Kirby. Mason Minzy, he does the catching tonight and hits eighth. And playing left field and batting ninth is Kirkland Banks. On the mound tonight for the Yolo High Wheelers is the left-hander Dawson Lane. So again for Yolo and manager Billy Horton, it's Skinner, Marine, and Leday, Gonzalez, Kaczynski, and Blackford, Kirby, Minzy, Banks, and the lefty Lane on the mound. Now the national anthem.
All right, I am here with Bear. Bear, you have such an important job because we can't play baseball unless we hear those two words. What are they?
All right, the national anthem here tonight. Let's take a look at the Oakland lineup under manager Micah Franklin. Oakland comes in at 7-6. Leading off and playing right field is Austin Davis, batting second. And in center field, Peyton Harden. Miles Jefferson is the shortstop, and he bats third. Hitting cleanup, the designated hitter, Dondre Hubbard. Trevor Halsema, he bats in the fifth spot and is in left field. Noah Martinez, he's in the first base spot, sixth spot, and plays first. The second baseman, batting seventh, Jalen Smith. Colton Horner does the catching, and he hits eighth, and Brad Burkell bats ninth, and he is at third base. On the mound tonight for the Oakland Ballers is the right-hander in Aaron Eden. So again for Oakland and manager Micah Franklin, it's Davis, Harden, Jefferson, Hubbard, Halsema, Martinez, Smith, Horner, Burkell, and the righty Eden on the mound. The starting lineups here tonight. Tonight's home plate umpire is Ron Adams. Mike Carr is the umpire at first base, and Dean Poteet, the crew chief, is around at third. And I know that Billy Horton was going to try and explain that craziness last night, and I have an explanation from him and from Cameron Rapetti as well in the rundown last night. We'll talk about that in a moment. Here we go as Eden is out of the lineup in the first pitch of the game to Braylon Skinner. It's swung and a miss, strike one. No balls and one strike to count, and we are underway at 6:39 this evening from Oakland, 73 degrees. As Eden delivers, and that's outside for a ball. One ball and one strike to count. A little cooler here tonight from the East Bay. The windup man, the 1-1 pitch, and that stroke the opposite way. Left field base hit. In fact, that ball hit the back of the dirt, and Karam's on in the left field for a single to get things cooking tonight for Braylon Skinner, who last night opened the ball game with a single to right. He reached base 3 times last night and scored a run, reached 3 times safely and scored a run last night. So just like that, he is aboard. And now the shortstop, Braylon Marine, will come to the plate to face the right-hander in Aaron Eden, whose first pitch is up and in, ball one to Marine. 1 ball and no strikes, 343 for Marine. He has 12 hits and 35 at-bats to go along with 8 runs batted in. So Skinner, the runner at first, and the pitch to Marine, and that's popped up toward the line and right. Davis to his left, and the right fielder in fair territory. Austin Davis He makes the catch, and that's the first out this evening. And now Bobby Leday will come to the plate. Billy Horton is the Yolo third base coach and manager. In the gray uniforms tonight are the High Wheelers, gray shirts, gray pants, Yolo in big black letters spelled across the front of the shirt, black number on the back of the shirt with gold trim. So now it's Leday, and he takes outside ball one. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes to Bobby Leday. Bats at .359, 2 homers, 14 runs batted in. As Eden's pitch is inside ball 2. And the count's now at 2 balls and no strikes to Leday. Skinner, the runner at first base, and the pitch, and that is outside ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Skinner on the campaign has 8 steals already. He's been caught 3 times. Leday taking all the way, and that is inside ball 4. He didn't even make a motion to even, just tweak the bat. He just sort of said, okay, to Eden, go ahead, throw it on in there, and I'm going to take. So Skinner up to second base. Leday is at first, and now here is Jose Gonzalez, who digs in to face Aaron Eden, capital E-D-E-N. 1 win, 1 loss, 9.82 ERA. 4th appearance and his 2nd as a starter. So now it's Gonzalez who bats with runners at first and second, and the pitch, and Jose flies this one into left field, and Olzema to his right, and he will be there to make the catch. So Gonzalez 2 home runs last night, but flies out here to Halsema. So 2 down. Runners lead for runners at first and second. Now another man who homered last night will dig in, and Sam Kaczynski. So I mentioned all the home runs last night, and the dimensions here are not painted on the score or on the fence, but I do have the dimensions. I guess somebody went and somebody must have walked from home plate all the way out to the dimensions step by step to figure all the feet. 313 down the left field line. 398 to straightaway center. 321 to right field. Now the pitch on the way to Kaczynski, and that is inside ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. They don't have the dimensions yet to the gaps. I'm sure many of you are losing sleep over that. Kaczynski, his first pro home run last night, 344. He has 1 home run, and he has 9 runs batted in. His home run last night proved to be the difference in that 2-run 6th inning. Nothing here. And the pitch, and Kaczynski takes, and that's a strike on the outside corner. And the count is now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Nothing, top half of the first inning. Doug Greenwald with you. Glad you can join us on YouTube Live. Want to thank Mike Chappell for helping set this one up as the pitch is outside for a ball. And the count now at 2 balls and 1 strike. Facing Aaron Eden, who is from the, I guess you could say, Inland Empire area of California. He's from Norco. As the pitch to Kaczynski popped up foul right side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. With the game no score here in the top of the first inning. Norco, California, that's, say, maybe about a half an hour north of Lake Elsinore. It's about halfway between Riverside and Lake Elsinore. So I guess that's San Bernardino County or thereabout, toward the inland desert. Eden played 3 seasons at San Diego State and 2 years at San Jose State as he deals, and that's in the dirt for a ball. And the count now at 3 balls and 2 strikes, so the runners will go automatically here. Skinner will go from second. Leday ready to go from first. No score here in the top half of the first inning. This is the first professional year for Eden, who comes set. Runners lead at first and second. Again, they're ready to go. They take off, and the pitch, swing, and a tapper on the grass. Going to be a tough play toward third. Charged and gloved, and no play anywhere for Brukel, the third baseman. And the bases are loaded. It's an infield single for Kaczynski. So Sam took a big swing and gets a base hit out of it. Took a big swing, and the ball did not go very far. So Kuczynski has an infield hit. And that loads him up now for Braden Blackford with a game no score. Here in the top half of the first inning. A chance here for Blackford at 235, 4 hits in his first 17 at-bats, and he swings and taps one foul back of the plate, strike one. No balls and 1 strike. 235 for Blackford. He has no home runs, and he has 3 runs batted in. Eden, again, a 1-1 record this year. You know, one of those, quote, years with San Diego State was the pandemic year, but that was, of course, for 4 games, but combined to pitch 31 games with the Aztecs over the other 2 years, and then 31 games combined over his 2 seasons at San Jose State. So obviously familiar with the Bay Area. So Skinner's at third, Leday's at second, Kuczynski's at first. No score, time of the first, and the pitch and a breaking ball, and that's taken for a strike on the outside corner. And the count is now at no balls and 2 strikes. So 0-2 the count with Kirby wetting on deck. Outfield fairly deep straight away. And the 0-2 pitch, and that's up and away, ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Blackford. Last night 0 for 2, but he walked 3 times. The 3 walks turned into 1 run in which he scored. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners everywhere, and Blackford takes up and away from Eden, and that's ball 2. And the count is now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's right, 9-3 last night with Yolo winning. 4 home runs by the High Wheelers, the most in a game for them this year. Big hole out of left center, Eden's pitch, and that's up and away, ball 3. So now the carousel is in motion. Everybody will be going, so Skinner will go from third. Leday ready to go from second, and Kuczynski ready to take off from first base. Nothing, top half of the first on this sun-filled evening from Oakland. Not nearly as many folks here tonight as there were last night. The runners all go, and Blackford swings and he pops it up. Shortstop side of the diamond, and to his right on the dirt, it's the shortstop Miles Jefferson who makes the catch. So Eden had to work in and out of trouble, but bottom line is he works out of trouble. No runs, there were 2 hits, no errors, and Yolo leaves the bases loaded. Half an inning gone by tonight from Oakland. Yolo nothing in Oakland coming up on YouTube Live. On the mound tonight for the Yellow High Wheelers is the left-hander out of Lakeland, Florida, Dawson Lane, as we go to the bottom half of the first inning. No score. So again, after tonight, 4 more games in this series, and then we will head to, well, the team will head to Northern Colorado to face the Owls. So Dawson Lane, second appearance with the High Wheelers. 24 years old, 6'5", 210 pounds. Played at Montreat College in North Carolina before transferring back to his hometown of Lakeland, where he pitched for the Moccasins of Florida Southern College. So Austin Davis leads it off. It'll be Davis, Hardin, and Jefferson to face Lane. A no decision in his first and only start so far. Outfield medium depth straight away in the first pitch of the bottom of the first, and that's a strike called on the outside corner to Jefferson. And the count's at no balls and 1 strike to Miles Jefferson, hitting at .412. He's 21 for his first 51. A homer, 13 RBIs, and he looks at a strike on the outer half from Lane. And the count's now at 1 ball and 1 strike from Dawson Lane. 4-2 seam fastball, curveball, and a changeup. Nothing. Bottom half of the first inning. Mentioned not as many people here this evening. The pitch on the way, and that's outside, ball 2. 2-1. I mean, last night was it was a huge festive party, and I mean, it was obviously something new. The kick in the 2-1, a foul to the backstop. Strike 2. And the count's at 2 balls and 2 strikes. No score. Bottom of the first. Yolo and Oakland. The 2-2 on the way, and that's reached for on a pop-up first base side over near the Yolo dugout. And the catcher, Minzy, comes hustling all the way over. Well, good effort. Didn't get to the ball, didn't catch it, but good effort there. And Minzy from the catching spot, Gonzalez from first, both going for it. No score, bottom of the first inning, Yolo, Oakland. But, I mean, last night, there were people lining up well ahead of the gates opening. And, I mean, it was packed. It was legit 4,100. All the seats were filled. I could tell you, folks, they were filled. It was one big party here last night. The windup in the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. High fastball. Foul tipped into the glove of the catcher, Minzy. Strike 3. And Austin Davis is out. 1 down. And now it's Peyton Hardin who digs in. Micah Franklin is the third base coach and manager of the Oakland Ballers, and coaching over at first base. Aaron Miles, former Dodger and Cardinal infielder. Michael Franklin had brief time in the big leagues with the Cardinals. Micah Franklin had a brief time in the hospital overnight, and I want to get to that in a moment. Now Peyton Hardin digs in, and Dawson Lane's pitch, and that's up and in, ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and no strikes. No score, bottom of the first inning. Yolo and Oakland. Yeah, Micah, and I say this, he put this on his social media, so it's public knowledge, and I did talk to him about it. Pitch on the way is outside to Hardin for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Had some gastrointestinal issues overnight. He had to get to the hospital, and he's got an IV. Well, he had an IV in the hospital, I say last night, really early in the morning. But he is doing much better. As I said, talked to him before the game, and out there coaching and managing tonight. Next pitch is a strike on the inner half, 2-1. Lane right back, and that's swung on, and that's driven high in the air to deep right center field, and this ball is 1 hop to the wall. Ball played by the right fielder Kirby. He gets it in towards second base, cut off by the second baseman Leday, and Peyton Hardin has a 1-out stand-up double to right with a game no score here in the first inning. And now Miles Jefferson will come up. I think I had given you Jefferson's numbers when Davis was up. Austin Davis was the first batter tonight. Davis coming in at .346 with a homer, 11 RBIs. Miles Jefferson is at the plate right now. Jefferson at .412. His numbers are still the same from a moment ago. .412 with a homer and 13 RBIs. 1 on, 1 out, and the pitch on the way to Jefferson is a strike on the outside corner. And the count is no balls and 1 strike from Dawson Lane, who pitched a week ago at home against Grand Junction. No ball, 1 strike pitch, and that's in the dirt. And now taking off for third is Hardin to throw down, and he is out with a dive. Catcher Minzy picked the ball up over at the third base side of the plate, third base side of foul territory, through to the third baseman Blackford, and Hardin is out 2-5. That's a put out. He was not trying to steal on the pitch. So instead of what would have been a wild pitch, instead is a put out. So he is out 2-5. So it's a major break right there. Instead of a runner at third and 1 out, 2 out, and nobody on, no score. Counts at 1-1, and the pitch to Jefferson is a strike from Lane on the outside corner. And the count is at 1 ball and 1 strike. Outfield medium depth straightaway. Gonzalez, the first baseman, well off the line. The kick in the 1-2. Swung on, and that stroke toward right, toward the corner, and that's a base hit. One hop to the base of the 10-foot wall near the Yolo bullpen. On his way to second is Jefferson, and he goes in there on a double to right as the right fielder Kirby gets the ball in toward second. Well, I know pitch selection could be different, but still that put out at third base looms large at the moment. Now Dondre Hubbard, who had a first inning 2-run homer last night, he digs in. 0-0 in the bottom half of the first inning. Hubbard bats at .377. He has 3 home runs and he has 16 RBIs. Outfield fairly deep and straight away with the game no score. Bottom of the first inning. And the pitch on the way, and that's a strike called on the outside corner. And the count is a no balls and 1 strike, with the left fielder Trevor Halsema on deck. As I mentioned, Lane last Wednesday, a 3-2 Yolo win. He got a no decision, the 0-1, and Hubbard is swinging a miss at a curve, and that's strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Lane worked 4 shutout innings, gave up 6 hits, walked 4, struck out 3, offered a wild pitch. Lane in the short gray sleeves, looks back at second. Jefferson leads there. And the 0-2 to Hubbard, and he reaches for this one and fouls one to the backstop. No balls, 2 strikes. Mentioned the Yolo gray uniforms tonight. Oakland, they are also wearing uniforms this evening. I'm sure that puts a lot of you at ease knowing that. The forest green tops. White pants with green pinstripes. The 0-2 pitch. And Hubbard a pop-up foul to the right. No balls and 2 strikes the count. Gold number on the back of the shirt. On the front of the shirt, it reads Ballers in gold. Mentioned the gold number on the back of the shirt. Above the number, instead of the player's last name, it says Oakland on it. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Outfield fairly deep straight away, and Hubbard takes outside from lane ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yolo in the green caps. Yolo in the black caps. 0-0 bottom of the first inning. Runner at second base, Jefferson. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a tapper on the grass along the third base side. Lane off the mound, gloves the ball, wheels and throws over to the first baseman Gonzalez, and Hubbard is out. Nice play there by the pitcher in Dawson Lane. So despite 2 doubles, nobody scores. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner is stranded. We go to the second tonight from the East Bay. We are in Oakland tonight. It is 0-0 Yolo in Oakland on YouTube Live.
Professional baseball team. Avoid parking and other traffic hassles by taking BART to the game. It's a great way to get out and about to enjoy all the Bay Area has to offer, like rooting for your new favorite team, the Ballers. Visit BART.gov/Bartable for other fun Bartable adventures and download the official BART app to plan your trip.
Okay, we have. I'm gonna say, there's going to be a whole bunch of BART trains up on that video board. You guys have to choose who's gonna win, okay? What's your, yellow or green?
Top of the second inning we go. No score. Yolo and Oakland. Doug Greenwald with you on YouTube Live on this sunny Wednesday night from the East Bay. And not as hot here tonight. It was pretty toasty here. Last night's first pitch, 80 degrees. And the first pitch on the way to Justin Kirby is popped up foul first base side, and that'll reach the seat, strike one. No balls and one strike. I know 80 degrees compared to Davis or the Sacramento area or Bakersfield or Phoenix would be a jump for celebration. But East Bay, or the Bay Area in general, or at least the San Francisco Bay cities, would be a little on the toasty side last night. It was the pitch foul to the backstop. No balls and two strikes. Bottom third of the Yellow orders, so it's Kirby, Minzy, and Banks to face Aaron Eden. Kirby did not play last night. 4 hits and 14 at-bats, 286. He's got 3 RBIs. 2-run single, that 5-run first inning on Sunday at home as Justin takes, and that is high for a ball. And the count is a 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Kent State / Auburn alum, primarily a Kent State Golden Flash for 4 years. Just about all of his time in college there. Played 1 year at Auburn. The pitch on the way, and that swung on, and that's hit past the third baseman Burkell. And in the left field, a base hit. So Justin Kirby has himself a single to left. And now the catcher Mason Minzy will come up. So back-to-back innings in which the leadoff man has reached for Yolo. Minzy did not play last night, 263. 5 hits in his first 19 at-bats. He has 4 RBIs. So Kirby the runner at first, being held on by Martinez. Nothing, top of the second. Dan Eden's pitch from the set, and that's outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes from Aaron Eden. Now, when we signed off last night, Eden was not slated to start. There was a change in the rotation as the pitch is taken outside for a ball. And the count's now with 2 balls and no strikes. It was going to be Zach St. Pierre, but he was scratched, and Eden going here tonight. So Eden delivers, and the pitch that's up and away for a ball. That's ball 3. And the count's now at 3 balls and no strikes. From Eden to Minzy. So runner at first, Kirby, and the pitch, and Minzy takes, and that's a strike call on the outside corner. And the count's at 3-1. Now Eden won his last appearance. That was out of the bullpen. That was on Sunday in Colorado Springs against Rocky Mountain. Eden worked 2 shutout innings, allowed a hit, a walk, and struck out 4. There goes Kirby, and on the 3-1, the hit and run, which generally is a hit and run count, and that's fouled off left side, strike 2. And the count's now at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So we'll see if Kirby takes off again on 3-2 with the game nothing, top of the second inning. Yolo and Oakland. As Eden works first base side of the rubber, Kirby doesn't go, and the pitch, ground ball towards second, could be 2. 2 is right. Smith goes to Jefferson at second for 1, and on to Martinez at first. That's a double play. Well, maybe they should have started Kirby. Instead, it's a 4-6-3 on the double play. So just like that, 2 out and nobody on with the game no score here on the bottom half of the top half of the second inning. And now the left fielder Kirkland Banks will dig in. So each side has had a runner erased so far. And now it's Banks who bats, and Eden can go back to the full windup using a turquoise blue glove, and the pitch is low outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Kirkland Banks. Digs in at 242. He has 8 hits in his first 33 at-bats with 4 RBIs. Right-handed batter, ran the pitch, and Banks takes, and that is high, ball 2. So now 2 balls and no strikes from Eden. And the windup and the 2-0. And that's low outside, ball 3. So now 3 balls and no strikes. Eden, 6'3", 230 pounds. 24 years old. Now calls Los Angeles home, but originally is from Norco. The kick in the 3-0, and Banks Takes a strike down the middle. 3 balls and 1 strike now to Banks from Lake Charles, Louisiana. Big hole out in right center field. The full windup and the 3-1. And that's way up and in, ball 4. So Banks draws a walk. Second walk allowed by Eden. A 2-out base runner for Yolo. And the High Wheelers left the bases loaded in the first inning. Although it wasn't like they had the bases loaded, nobody out. They just left the bases loaded with 2 out. And now for the second time in as many innings, Yolo will go to the top of its order for the center fielder in Braylon Skinner. He singled the left field in the first. Turn throw to first, and Banks back safely with a dive. The pitcher Eden to the second base, to the first baseman Martinez. So Banks, the runner at first base. 4 steals this year. He's not been caught. And the pitch from the set, and that's way over the head of the catcher Lozano, and that'll go to the backstop. And the wild pitch moves Banks up to second base. The ball carried right back to the catcher, and Lozano. The wild pitch charge to Eden. And the count is a 1 ball and no strikes. Now base into the outfield. Likely brings in a run. Getting a little breezier here, but still very comfortable. Mentioned the setting here. We are right outside the press box here at Raimondi Park, which opened back in the early 1920s. Again, so you know the big story over the last few months, the remodeling of Raimondi Park to get this to Pioneer League specification. No score here, top of the second inning. Now the plate umpire Ron Adams and Micah Franklin having a discussion here. Last night, so the play that involved the who was the runner at first last night, Austin Davis in the third inning. And Cameron Rapetti, the Yolo pitcher, threw to first base and then had Davis hung up between first and second. And in the middle of the rundown, the umpire awarded second base to Davis. Well, I'm thinking it was obstruction on one of the infielders. And I kept talking about that. I mean, I had no idea what it was. And this is where, and I understand at this level, I realize at this level the umpires are not going to be mic'd up for explanation. But it had nothing to do with obstruction. What happened was the umpire, who was the third base umpire last night, Mike Carr said that it was a balk. He awarded the runner second base because it was the third throw over to first by Rapetti. And if you don't you don't pick off the runner at first on that third pickoff attempt, it's a balk. Well, he had picked off the runner. The runner was hung up. And Mike Carr got all confused. The umpire blew the call. He admitted it. So he awarded the runner second base. And then Billy Horton came out and said, wait a minute. You know, I'm not disputing it's his third throw over, but you can throw over, and if you pick off the runner, and as long as he gets in a rundown, you tag him out, he's out. You don't have to literally, just pick him off right from the pitcher to the first baseman, but he was picked off. He was in a rundown. They had a chance to get him out. Well, then what happened was the umpire admitted he messed up and put the runner back at first. And remember I said last night, thinking it was obstruction, well, you can't have a do-over. Either the runner is safe at second because of obstruction, or he's out as part of the rundown. Well, it had nothing to do with obstruction. I mean, but again, that's where, I would have had no idea what went on unless I asked. And I talked to Rapetti about it, and he explained it, and Billy Horton did as well, the Yolo manager. And then the crew chief, Dean Poteet, who's also the plate umpire, said, okay, look, because we're putting him back at first base, we'll give you 2 more throws over to first. We'll give you 2 more, pickoff moves. We're not going to eliminate it right now, the pickoff moves. Well, he threw over to first, and thinking that he had 2 other, attempts, free attempts, and a balk was called because he threw to first base. And Cameron said, wait a minute, to Mike Carr, I got my pickoff moves back for a couple of them. And I don't know why Dean Poteet didn't pull rank. I have no idea what happened, but on the backside of it, but the front side had to do with the front side. The play prior had to do nothing to do with obstruction. It had to do with the umpire messing up and thinking that the runner being hung up did not constitute a pickoff. Well, the runner being hung up, he was picked off. It was just a question there of Yolo running the pickoff play. The umpire got confused, got all of us confused. I'm confusing you. Now, there was a discussion a moment ago, and I'm not sure what that involved. I don't know. I'm guessing it had to do with pitch clock. I have no idea. I'm tired of guessing. Or maybe the count. The 1-0 pitch, and that's outside, ball 2. And the count's at 2 balls and no strikes. And now Oakland is so Oakland challenged that, and now they lose a challenge. So they're down to 2 challenges to question the ball strikes. Nothing. Top of the second inning. Runner at second base is Banks, and the pitch swung on and hit right back to the mound. Snagged by Eden. They'll run the ball halfway to first, and he'll flip to Martinez, and out is Skinner. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. It is no score. Yolo and Oakland on YouTube Live.
Hey, sorry if I moved your stuff around.
Trevor Halsema leads it off. We move on to the bottom half of inning number 2. Nothing. But, yeah, I think there's, you have too many, this is in general in baseball, any level. Trevor Halsema leads it off, and Dawson Lane's first pitch is outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. No score here, bottom of the second inning. Yolo and Oakland. Halsema, Martinez, and Smith. 5, 6, and 7. As Dawson Lane delivers, and that's taken for a strike on the outside corner. Lay on the count is a 1 ball and 1 strike. But there's too many discussions at all levels of baseball with umpires, obviously meeting with managers or players, and we don't know what it always involves. As the 1-1 is called strike 1 and 2. I mean, we know that if there's a bang play at first, let's say the runner is called out, that the manager of the team that had the runner being called out is going to come out. We know what that's about. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball in the outer half of the plate, strike 3. And Lane, strikeout number 2 for him. And now it's Noah Martinez who comes up with a game no score here in the home half of the second inning. Yolo and Oakland. But, when all of a sudden time's called and, it has to do with a clock issue or, how many throws over. I thought, how many, times he, pitcher steps off the rubber. As the pitch on the way is inside, ball 1 to Martinez. 1 ball and no strikes. how many disengagements, things like that. We don't always know what these are about. I think the umpires at all levels should have a microphone and explain to folks, okay, the recent discussion had to do with whatever. There's too many times we're guessing, we have no idea. I mean, what happened last night was really bizarre. Martinez takes inside for a ball, 1 strike. Lane right back, and Martinez takes strike 2 on the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I mean, knee-jerk reaction when you see a guy in a rundown. And next thing you know, the umpire says time and gives the runner second base. Knee-jerk reaction is, well, it must be obstruction. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Jalen Smith on deck and Lane's pitch. Martinez goes down for this and pops it up foul left side. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nothing, bottom of the second. So I'm thinking and that's why I kept saying last night. You either put him at second or he's out. Well, out here is Martinez, who swings and misses at a breaking ball, strike 3, and Lane back-to-back strikeouts for him. He's got 3 now, and now here is the second baseman in Jalen Smith with a game no score. Jalen Smith comes up, but I mean that's where the umpires. And again, at this level, I mean, you have, let's say on-field MCs. And I know they're here to entertain the crowd, but they should have access and say, okay, we need to find your on-field MC person. They should there should always be a wireless microphone available. And the umpire at any level should just go and say, okay, this is what we were talking about here. Smith takes, and that's outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Smith, who swings and pops this one up just over my broadcast location and headed toward the entryway and onto an auxiliary soccer field just behind me. 1 ball and 1 strike, 3-11 for Smith. 2 homers, and he has 9 runs batted in. Pinch hit last night of the 9th inning. He swings here and misses, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 for 1 last night as a pinch hitter. For Jalen Smith. Big hole out of left center. Nothing. Bottom of the second. The windup of the 1-2, and Smith takes outside, ball 2. And the count's at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Smith, who was in the Frontier League for that traveling team last year, the Empire State Grays. He's from the Atlanta area originally. 26 years old. And Jalen Smith. The kick of the 2-2, and Smith goes around, strike 3, pitch in the dirt. And he is out, and Lane strikes out the side in order. Gives him now 4 strikeouts. So nothing across. We go to the 3rd this evening from Oakland. Still nothing, Oakland and Yolo on YouTube Live. On we go to the top of the 3rd inning. No score. Braylon Marine leads it off on the first pitch from Aaron Needon, who's popped up down the right field side. Foul, strike 1. count is at no balls and 1 strike. So Marine, Leday, and Gonzalez, 2-3-4 in the pitch. And that is taken for a strike on the outer half. So no balls and 2 strikes. Marine fly to right field in the first. Eden delivers and swinging a tapper just foul up along, just outside the home plate circle up along first. No balls and 2 strikes to Marine. The windup in the 0-2, and that's in the dirt, ball 1. On the count now at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Marine. So we got over here at about 3 o'clock today, and actually drove around the block. The kick of the 1-2, and that's low 2-2. I wanted to see what was behind the right field wall, and behind the right. I mean, I mentioned this last night, but I just wanted to drive past it. There are a bunch of condominiums. The kick of the 2-2. And that's popped up left side of the diamond, and it'll be the shortstop, Jefferson, a few feet to his right, who easily makes the catch. 1 out. 3rd inning, top half, no score. Yolo and Oakland, and now Bobby Leday, the second baseman, will dig in. But just drove around kind of did a circle around the ballpark here. The Yolo clubhouse is down the right field line. So now it's Leday, who takes low ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. So funny, I've got to go into the Yolo home clubhouse. I haven't even seen that yet, but I did get to see the visiting clubhouse here. The 1-0 pitch, and that's dribbled towards second base. Slowly hit Smith, the second baseman, far to his left. Has to get rid of it quickly and does. Over to Martinez at first. And Leday is out. 2 up and 2 down. And now the left fielder, and Jose Gonzalez will dig in with the game no score. Here in the third inning. We fly to left field in the first inning. But it sort of looks like just a recreational clubhouse. I mean, again, this is an old recreational style park that has been revamped into pro baseball. Now the pitch to Gonzalez, and that's high ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and no strikes. Sam Kaczynski on deck. Full windup by Eden. And the pitch, and that's swung on and fouled to the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike with the game 0-0, top half of the 3rd inning. But looks like, sort of be like where you have the head of the park and rec person sitting in an office, and then you have just a bunch of, like a table and some lockers. I mean, there's a big outside area next to that, next to the clubhouse. 0-0 here, top of the 3rd. Eden out of the full windup and the pitch, and that's popped up foul left side. And the count is a 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jose Gonzalez with the game 0-0, top half of the 3rd inning. And then right outside the clubhouses, they have a food area, food trucks. The wind and the 1-2 pitch. Low ball 2. And it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes with the game no score, top half of the 3rd. You have a taco truck. They have a truck that serves Vietnamese food. The windup in the 2-2, and that's inside ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. A truck that serves vegetarian meals. I think most of you know me well enough. I bypassed the vegetarian truck. Oakland is challenging the last ball call by Ron Adams, the plate umpire. Ball is confirmed, so the pitch confirmed. So Oakland has 2 challenges left. The wind by Eden and the pitch. Gonzalez takes, and that's strike 3 on the outside corner. And now Gonzalez is going to challenge that. He tried sneaking off the first. So now Yolo will challenge that call, which was on the outer half of the plate, it appeared. And the call's been overturned, so the High Wheelers win that challenge. And instead of strike 3 in the inning over, it's ball 4, and the inning continues. And now it's the first baseman, Sam Kaczynski, who comes up with a game no score, top half of the third inning. Kaczynski an infield single his first time. And Eden's pitch from the set, and that's taken down the middle, strike one. And the count is a no balls and 1 strike. 0-1 the count. Lights now on here at Raimondi Park. I wonder how old these light towers are. The pitch on the way, and that's down the middle for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes. So talking about the food trucks down the right field line, then you have other concessions that are under tenths down the first base side. No balls, 2 strikes. Small lead at first by Gonzalez, and the pitch to Kaczynski, and that's high ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Canopy set up like for merchandise and cold drinks and concessions. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the pitch Kaczynski takes, and that is up and away, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. But certainly a quaint neighborhood park here in West Oakland. Again, not nearly as many folks here tonight as last night, but still a good turnout. The 2-2 pitch, Kaczynski lines this one toward right, but backpedaling to make the catch is Austin Davis, and Kaczynski is out. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left. We move to the bottom half of the third. Stays no score. Yolo and Oakland on YouTube Live.
Ballers would like to thank the following partners for all they've done to get us where we are today. Lighthouse Public Affairs, Hector and Team Plumbing, Joe Ernst from Ernst Development Partners, and Prescott Night Market. Be sure to check out the very first ever night market before tomorrow's game. Also, a special recognition to 2 guests here tonight. Pioneer Baseball League President Mike Shapiro and Commissioner Henry Hunter. Please give them a round of applause. Thank you.
Keeping it in that same vein, I am talking with Matt, Finley, and Chris Smith. They're going to help us with our next game, throwing cheddar. Matt is going to hold up a yoga mat. Okay, get it, Matt, yoga mat. That's right. And then Chris is going to throw some wiffle balls. You're going to create the strike zone. Matt, you're going to have to get 3 strikes before 4 balls. Meaning you got to strike out before a walk. You got me? Okay, perfect. You folded the mat, made it a little smaller. When you're ready, go ahead. Yep. Strike 1, are you helping? Strike 2. That's a quick 0-2 count. Strike 3. Nice job, Matt. I think we should have backed you up. I also wanted to bring out a radar on that one. That was good.
Batting first for the Ballers, number 27, Colton Horner.
Colton Horner leads it off as we go on to the bottom half of the third inning. It is no score. Yolo and Oakland. First pitch to Horner. First appearance of the series. Taken for a strike on the inside corner. And the count is at no balls and 1 strike. And right back to the plate, and Horner takes, and that's a strike on the outer half. And the count's at 0-2, so it's Horner, Burkell, and then the top of the Oakland order for the right fielder, Austin Davis. Nothing, top half of the third inning. Outfield medium depth straight away for Horner, who rests the bat just above his right shoulder. And the pitch on the way, and that's up and away, ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Horner, who's a fairly local product. He's from the Central Valley. He's from Turlock, Stanislaus County. 26-year-old catcher. And the pitch, high fastball, swinging a miss, strike 3. And he is out. Dawson Lane, that's his 5th strikeout tonight through his 2 1/3 innings. And now Brad Burkell will come up with the game no score in the third. Bottom of the third, Burkell hit ninth last night, was 0 for 3. Nothing here in the bottom half of the third, and the pitch, and that's taken for a strike on the outside corner. And the count is at no balls and 1 strike to Brad Burkell. Lefty on lefty, Lane delivers, and Burkell tapper foul to the backstop. No balls and 2 strikes. To the count to Burkell, who bats at 308, and the pitch, and he swings and misses strike 3. Pitch on the outer half, and he is out. So that is now 5 straight strikeouts for Dawson Lane. He's up to 6 strikeouts now. So 6 of the 9 batters he has faced have struck out. And now the top of the Oakland order for the second time for Austin Davis, who runs up the bunt and looks at a strike on the outside corner. And the count's at no balls and 1 strike. Davis struck out swinging in the first inning. Shade around the home plate area right now, and the pitch, and Davis is swing and miss. High fastball, strike 2. And the count's now at no balls and 2 strikes. So Lane a chance to strike out the side in order, something we saw of Jack Zalaski last night. Nothing though, bottom of the third inning. Dawson Lane delivers, and that's outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes from Lane, who, I know we mentioned this before, and I'll probably mention it every time he pitches. But after going to school at Montreat in North Carolina, went on to Florida Southern College as Davis swings and misses curve with the dirt, strike 3. He is out, and that's a striking out of the side in order. 7 strikeouts for Lane, who matches what Cameron Rapetti did last night. But Dawson Lane, his head college baseball coach at Florida Southern, former San Francisco Giant corner infielder Lance Necro. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We move to the 4th inning. Still no score here. Yolo and Oakland on YouTube Live.
Air conditioning.
Moving on to the top half of inning number 4, it is 0-0. So Dawson Lane through 3 innings tonight for Yolo, 7 strikeouts. But still Yolo unable to get on the board, but, well, neither is Oakland. Aaron Eden to face Braden Blackford to lead it off. And the first pitch to Blackford misses outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for Yolo. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors for Oakland. Blackford, Kirby, and Minzy, 6, 7, 8. And the pitch, and that's taken for a strike on the inner half. And that's strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. So 7 strikeouts for Lane. So back-to-back games in this series, we've seen Lane with 7 strikeouts. Last night, Rapetti with 7. That's a breaking ball from Eden, a big swing and a miss. And that's strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. So that matches the most by a high wheeler this year. Going to go all the way back to last night to find out the last time that occurred. The 2-1 on the way, and that's low ball 3. And the count's now at 3 balls and 1 strike. So 0-0, top half of the 4th, the first of 3 trips to Oakland this year. And, of course, Oakland will be a common opponent up in Davis. See, these teams will face each other 36 times. The 3-1 pitch foul to the backstop 3-2. And, again, when it was explained that, look, I know that's a lot of games against one team, but, you cut down on travel, which I can certainly understand. Two new teams, obviously, to the league, and a little bit of a Northern California league or Northern California rivalry. Swing here by Blackford, a tapper to second base, gloved by the second baseman Smith, and he will throw on to Martinez at first. And Blackford is out, 1 up and 1 down. In the fourth inning, 0-0. So mention that Yolo, after this series, will head to Northern Colorado to see the Owls up in Windsor, Colorado. And then the next homestand will be in a couple of weeks. It'll be a 6-gamer against these same Ballers. So that'll be starting on June 18th. Now it's Kirby, and he takes up an in-ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes to Justin Kirby, who singled to left field in the first. Outfield fairly deep straightaway. Full windup by Eden, and the pitch, and Kirby takes, and that is low ball 2. And the count's now at 2 balls and no strikes, with Minzy wetting on deck. Mentioned the entire home plate area is in the shade. The windup and the 2-0, and that's right down the middle, strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Now where the mound is, and pretty much the entire infield all in the sun, and just about the entire outfield in the sun. The windup in the 2-1, and that's low outside, ball 3. And the count's at 3 balls and 1 strike with the game no score. Top of the fourth inning, Yolo and Oakland. They're at 4,100 seat Ramonde Park. The windup in the 3-1. And that's low and in, ball 4. So Kirby will head down to first base. Third walk allowed by Eden. Well, Kirby's been on base twice, so now the catcher Mason Minzy will come up. He grounded into a 4-6-3 double play in the second inning. 0-0. Top half of the fourth. Outfield fairly deep straight away. Outfield, or the infield looking at turn 2. And the pitch is outside, ball 1 to Minzy. 1 ball and no strikes. So this park is named for a player who grew up here in Oakland, Ernie Raimondi. 1-0 on the way, low and in, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Ernie Raimondi, born in 1919, died fighting for our country. Died when he was 25 years old, died in France in World War II. Raimondi is buried in Oakland, St. Mary's Cemetery. The 2-0 pitch, and that's hit on the ground towards short. Jefferson to his right, goes to the second baseman Smith for 1, on to Martinez at first, not in time. So 6-4 on the force at second base. Good job by the shortstop Jefferson to go deep in the hole to grab that baseball. Keep it going in the left and at least registering 1 out. So 2 out and 1 on, and now it's Banks who digs in. 0-0, top of the fourth inning. Yolo and Oakland, but Ernie Raimondi played for his hometown in the Pacific Coast League. Played for the Oakland Oaks in 1940 and 41. Now the pitch here to Banks. Hit sharply towards short, and the ball pinballs off the glove of the shortstop Davis. He made a half dive to his right, and the ball, as I said, pinballed off his glove. He was able to keep it from going further into the outfield. Be a base hit, so Minzy up to second. Banks an infield hit, so he's on for the second time this evening. Hit number 4 for Yolo with the game no score. Top half of the fourth inning, and now for the third time this evening, Yolo will go to the top of its order for the center fielder in Brayland Skinner. He's 1 for 2. And Aaron Needon's pitch low and in, ball 1, 1-0. But Ernie Raimondi played for both the San Francisco Seals and the Oakland Oaks in the Pacific Coast League. Also played with Tacoma, as the pitch is outside, ball 2, 2-0 for the old Tacoma Tigers of the Western International League. So and then never played in Major League Baseball, but obviously well known, playing here and growing up in Oakland. The kick on the 2-0, and that's fouled to the backstop, strike one. 2 balls and 1 strike, and then Raimondi finished his playing career with the Oklahoma City Indians in the Texas League, where I don't know if Rogers Hornsby was managing Oklahoma City when Raimondi played there, but that year Rogers Hornsby was one of the managers for the Oklahoma City club. Just depends on when Raimondi was there or when the other manager, a guy named Homer Peel, was managing, but still Raimondi, I'm guessing he and Rogers Hornsby run across paths. Of course, most of you know of Rogers Hornsby, one of the short list of the greatest hitters of all time. I guess that'd be a pretty good guy with whom to learn batting, when your lifetime average for Hornsby was .359 and you once hit .424 in a year. Highest batting average ever in one major league season. Breaking ball, big swing and a miss, strike 2. And the count's at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Skinner. And with the shortstop and Braylon Marine on deck. Yolo trying to crack the safe right now. And the pitch just off the plate. Ball 3-3-2. So with 3-2 and 2 outs, the runner's ready to go automatically. So Minzy ready to go from second. Banks ready to go from first. 3 balls, 2 strikes to count with 2 out. Nothing, top of the 4th. As Eden from the belt kicks and delivers, the runners go, and a breaking ball, big swing and a miss, strike 3, and Skinner is out. And for Eden, that is his first strikeout tonight. Comes at a big time. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left. Still a bunch of zeros as we go to the bottom half of inning number 4. Yolo and Oakland on YouTube Live.
First up for the Ballers, the center fielder, number 1, Peyton Harden.
Peyton Harden gets the bottom half of inning number 4 cooking. Nothing. This is Doug Greenwald. You're listening to the Yolo High Wheelers on YouTube Live. We'll be back at it tomorrow from Raimondi Park at about the same time. We'll start the feed for you at about 6:25. So Peyton Harden leads it off with the first pitch to Harden, and that's low and in, ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and no strikes. No runs, 4 hits, no errors for Yolo. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for Oakland. So Harden, Jefferson, and Hubbard, 2, 3, 4 to face Dawson Lane, who has 7 strikeouts so far. Harden, not one of those. He doubled to right field in the first, and he fouls one off left side. And that's strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Harden. So Lane, not only 7 strikeouts, but 6 straight strikeouts. Last inning, I mentioned he struck out the side. I mean, I should have followed it up saying he struck out the side in back-to-back innings. So I'll follow that up now as he misses outside, ball 1. 1-2 the count. The kick and the pitch, and that's high for a ball. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. But anyway, the Raimondi family, I guess they're still descendants. The Raimondi family still living, and not sure if they're literally living in Oakland, but they were here last night. The kick on the 2-2, and that slap foul to the backstop. And the count holds at 2 balls and 2 strikes with the game 0-0. Bottom half of the 4th. 2-2 the count. Lane first base side of the rubber deals, and that's up at in ball 3. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. But there's a picture here, a portrait of some of the greats from Oakland who played at this ballpark growing up. The kick in the 3-2, and Harden swings and rips this one up the middle in the center base hit. Lane left that ball up, and Harden attacked it into center field for a single. As the center fielder Skinner comes up with the ball and gets it in toward second base. And now Miles Jefferson will dig in. He doubled to right field in the first inning with the game 0-0. Bottom half of the 4th. Jefferson doubled to right field in the first. So Peyton Harden, he is the runner at first base. And the pitch on the way to Jefferson, and that's down the middle, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. Harden, 5 stolen bases and 6 tries this year. Oakland 28 for 55 in steal attempts this year. Outfield medium depth straightaway. 0-0. Now Lane a turn throw to first. Gonzalez there to take it. Back safely is Harden. But the portrait involves Ernie Raimondi and then 3 other well-known Oakland baseball legends. The 0-1 pitch, and that's fly to center field. Plenty of room for Skinner out there in the sun. And the center fielder, and Braylon Skinner, makes the catch. And Miles Jefferson is out. 1 down. Harden holds at first for the game 0-0. Bottom of the 4th inning. Yolo in Oakland. And now Dondre Hubbard digs in. Well, Veda Pinson is one of them. And here's a guy in Pinson who grew up here in Oakland, went to McClymonds High School. If there was ever 1, 2, 3, 4. Mic check, mic check. Hello, hello. Testing 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we apologize. We are back on now, and we were off for, I guess, maybe half an hour, maybe more. And we appreciate those of you alerting us, so thank you very much. We are in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Fortunately, it's still a pretty tight game, 2-1. Oakland leads it. Ben Ferrer is the new Yolo pitcher, and Noah Martinez fouls it at the plate, strike one. And the count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the Yolo action, you missed the home run by Braden Blackford, his first as a member of the High Wheelers. So Blackford, who had 5 homers last year in the MLB Draft League. And he made the score 2-1 in favor of Oakland as the pitch here to Blackford. High fly ball center field. Skinner is right there, and he makes the catch. And Noah Martinez is out. So, again, we appreciate those of you letting us know that we were off for some time. I don't know what happened, and I guess I had to unplug something, but we are back, and at the moment, good to go. But anyway, it is 2-1 Oakland. Dawson Lane is no longer in there for the Yolo High Wheelers. Ben Ferrer, I mentioned, is the new pitcher. So we'll get you caught up on that in a moment. As Ferrer deals, and the pitch on the way to Jalen Smith is outside, ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball and 1 strike. Dawson Lane, really good outing tonight. He's had a couple of good outings so far this season for the High Wheelers. As Ferrer in the short gray sleeves delivers, and that pitch is popped up back of the plate. And the catcher, Minzy, will watch the ball land in the seats. And the count now at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lane tonight for Yolo, 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned. In the walking one, struck out 9. And offered a wild pitch. Aaron Eden no longer in the game either for the Ballers as the pitch here, and that is high for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Abraham De Leon is the new pitcher for the High Wheelers. So, for the Ballers, let me correct that. De Leon, the new pitcher for the Ballers. The 2-2 here. And that's swung on, and that's popped up. Shallow left field. Out goes the shortstop, Marine, and he will be there to make the catch out in shallow left field. And that concludes the 6th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. Why don't we recap, let's say, from the 4th inning on. Maybe we'll try that. From the 4th inning on, Oakland side, Peyton Harden led off with a single. Miles Jefferson flied to center. Dondre Hubbard doubled Harden to third. And then Trevor Halsema, the left fielder, grounded to shortstop. And that scored Harden to make it 1-0 Oakland. And then Noah Martinez grounded to shortstop to end the inning. In the 5th, those plays at shortstop went 6-3. The bottom of the 5th for Oakland, Jalen Smith led off with a single. Colton Horner struck out looking. This was all against Dawson Lane. Brad Burkell doubled to center, moving Smith to third. Then to the top of the Oakland order for the 3rd time, the right fielder Austin Davis walked. That loaded the bases. And then Peyton Harden, the center fielder, came up and hit a ground ball right back to the pitcher Lane, who threw to the catcher Minzy to get the force on Jalen Smith at the plate. That went 1-2. That kept the bases loaded. Then there were 2 out. And then a wild pitch was issued by Lane. That scored Burkell to make it 2-0 Oakland. And then Miles Jefferson struck out swinging. Then in the 6th inning, the inning that just ended, again, this was against the new pitcher for Yolo, Ben Ferrer. Dondre Hubbard struck out swinging. Trevor Halsema singled to left. Noah Martinez flied to center, and Jalen Smith popped to short. I guess you heard all that. From the Yolo fourth through sixth innings, third baseman Braden Blackford grounded to second base. Justin Kirby walked. Mason Mincy bounced into a 6-4 force play. That forced Kirby. Kirkland Banks then had an infield single. And then after that, it was the top of the Yolo order for the third time, and it was the center fielder in Braylon Skinner, and he struck out swinging. In the Yolo fifth, High Wheelers went 1-2-3. The shortstop, Braylon Marine, struck out swinging. The second baseman, Bobby Leday, struck out swinging, and the left fielder, Jose Gonzalez, grounded out to second. In the sixth inning, still against the Oakland starter, Aaron Eden, Sam Kaczynski struck out looking. Then Braden Blackford homered to center. That made it 2-1 Oakland. Then Aaron Eden came out of the game, and then after that, Justin Kirby struck out swinging against Abraham De Leon. Mason Minzy then singled to center, and then Kirkland Banks flied out to right. So here we are now in the top of the seventh. It is 2-1 Oakland. Top of the Yellow order for the fourth time for the center fielder, Braylon Skinner. He has taken the first two pitches, and both have been balls. And the count's at 2-0. So top of the order for the fourth time, Skinner, Marine, and Leday. Skinner is 1 for 3 with a single. And De Leon's pitch, and Skinner swings, and he bloops one towards short. Leaping catch by the shortstop, Miles Jefferson, 1 out. Nice play there by Miles Jefferson. And Skinner robbed of what would have been a leadoff hit, 1 down. And now Braylon Marine digs in, a 2-1 advantage for the Oakland Ballers. 2 runs, 7 hits, and no errors for Oakland. 1-6-0 for Yolo. And now it's Marine who's 0 for 3. And De Leon's pitch, and that's down the middle, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. So both starters are out of the game. The kick and the pitch, and that's low ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. And De Leon last night came in, and first batter he faced was Kaczynski, who took him for a home run. The 1-1 here, and that's outside, ball 2 to Marine. So 2 balls and 1 strike the count. And the pitch, and that's low for a ball. So now 3-1. So Aaron Eden, the Oakland starter, 5 1/3 innings, allowed 5 hits, 1 run which was earned. He walked 4, struck out 4, offered a wild pitch, and allowed the home run. The 3-ball, 1 strike pitch, and that swung on and lined toward left field, but the ball will hang up for the left fielder in Halsema, who makes the catch. So a couple of hard-hit balls in this inning, and both have resulted in outs. So 2 down, and now it's Bobby Leday who digs in. And a 2-1 Oakland lead here in the top half of the 7th inning. Complete darkness now in Oakland. Still some sun. I can still barely see the sun setting over San Francisco. Now it's Leday. Chaps one foul up along first strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. So again, appreciate everybody letting us know that we were off for a moment, but good to go right now. So no balls and 1 strike to count. And the pitch Leday is a strike on the inner half. And count now at no balls and 2 strikes. Leday 0 for 2 with a walk. Gonzalez waits on deck. And ready to go, and the pitch is outside for a ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to count with 2 out. End up and the pitch, and that is taken low for a ball. So now 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. To Leday from De Leon. So, yeah, as I said, De Leon came in last night and gave up a home run to the first batter he saw. De Leon, native of the Houston area. No wins, 1 loss, ERA at 10.29. This is his 6th appearance and his 4th out of the bullpen for Abraham De Leon. Outfield deep straight away for Leday. And the 2-ball, 2-strike pitch, and Leday made a motion to pitch. He went around strike 3, but the ball kicks in the dirt. It goes behind the catcher Lozano, and seeing that, Leday will go down to first base. Or are they going to say foul ball? Billy Horton's going to come down. I mean, it looked like that pitch hit in the dirt. Again, my broadcast location is just a pitch outside the broadcast or the press box. The home plate umpire, Ron Adams, I guess, is saying that the ball hit the bat of Leday, so that is a foul ball as it turns out. So much for a gift. 2 out base runners. So 3 balls and 2 strikes the count. It remains to Leday, who could tie it with 1 swing. De Leon, first base side of the rubber deals. Leday swings and misses here. Slider gets him, strike 3. And he is out. Second strikeout for De Leon. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Stretch time here in Oakland on this Wednesday night. We go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. It is 2-1. Oakland leading Yolo on YouTube Live. Stretch time here as we go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. It is 2-1 Oakland in front of tonight's paid crowd of 1,871. We have a pinch hitter for the Oakland Ballers. It is Dan Covino, who played in last night's game. He pinch hits for Colton Horner in the first pitch to Covino. He has swung on a missed strike 1-0-1. The count from Ben Ferrer, 2-1 Oakland, as Covino takes, and that is high for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike the count, so it'll be the pinch hitter Covino. And then Burkell on the top of the order for the right fielder in Austin Davis. As Ben Ferrer pitches scoreless 6th inning, delivers, and the pitch to Covino sliced in the air, foul left side. And the count's a 1 ball and 1 strike. Final pitching line on the Oakland starter, Aaron Eden. 5 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 1 run earned, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, a wild pitch, and a home run. So Covino comes up at 250, 10 hits in his first 40 at-bats, no homers, and 10 runs batted in. 2 runs, 7 hits, and no errors for the Ballers. A run, 6 hits, no errors for the High Wheelers, the kick and the pitch. And that is outside for a ball, and that's ball 2. And the count's at 2 balls and 2 strikes, so about more than 50% less than what we had here last night. The kick and the delivery, and Covino a big swing and a miss, strike 3, and he is out, 1 down. Second strikeout for Ferrer, who last pitched when we were at home back on June 1st. That was last Saturday. That was after pitcher J.C. Ariza came out after 1 inning due to a bicep issue. Ferrer had to eat up innings 2, 3, 4, and 5, and he ate them up quite well. Now it's Burkell, 1 for 2, double and a run scored, and he takes outside ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Ferrer, that game against Grand Junction, struck out 6 in 4 relief innings and walked 2. That was his line. If you didn't hear any other columns called, that's pretty good. Burkell swings and pops this one up back of the plate. The catcher, Minzy, near the screen when the ball lands foul. And the count's at 1 ball and 1 strike to Ferrer. Second year in the Pioneer League, was with Glacier last year. 1-1 there in 14 games for the Oregon State Beaver. And then prior to that, the Spartan at South Carolina Upstate. And Ben Ferrer, gray pants up to his knees, showing the thick black socks. Outfield medium depth straight away, and the pitch, and that is taken low, ball 2. And the count's at 2 balls and 1 strike. Ferrer, 24 years old, 5'11", 195 pounds, originally from Alpharetta, Georgia. So again, he is the second pitcher tonight for Yolo. The 2-1 on the way, and that's popped up. Third base side foul ground, and in the coach's box is the third baseman, Braden Blackford, to make the catch. So out number 2 here in the bottom of inning number 7, and a 2-1 lead for the Oakland Ballers. And now for the 4th time tonight, Oakland will go to the top of its order for the right fielder, Austin Davis. He walked his last time. Trying to see if there's any action, either bullpen right now. That's the pitch on the way to Davis, and that is inside ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and no strikes from Ferrer. Outfield fairly deep straightaway. Lights in full effect now, way on the pitch. And that's taken for a strike on the inside corner. And the count now at no balls and 2 strikes. Now Ferrer, his alma mater, Oregon State, they're going to be going to the Super Regional. They will be playing at Kentucky this weekend in the best of 3 as the 1-1 pitch, low ball 2, 2-1. I was talking about that with Tanner Smith. And Tanner not in the lineup tonight. One of the high wheeler outfielders. Tanner went to school at the University of Oregon. And his team will be playing Texas A&M. So you got the 2 Oregon schools in there. And I know a lot of these guys pumped about that. A 2-1 lead for the Ballers here in the 7th inning. Bottom half of the 7th. And the pitch from Ben Ferrer. Here it is. And that's strike 2 on the inside corner. And the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes with Peyton Harden waiting on deck. But got 8 Super Regionals coming up, and then on to Omaha, where a few of these players have played in the College World Series. 2-2 curve, swinging a miss, strike 3, and Austin Davis strikes out swinging for the 3rd time tonight. 3rd strikeout for Ferrer. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the 8th. Still good one here, a 2-1, close one here, 2-1 in favor of Oakland on YouTube Live. So this is good.
Tonight's Rubenstein Toilet Bowl
And
Toss.
then once it gets a little cooler, it becomes a seat cushion. So, there you go. So, anyway, this is my little shelf.
Balls have a new battery.
It's all
The pitcher, number 25, Elijah Pleasance. And the catcher, number 30, Tyler Lozano.
no, it's actually better outside here. A little better view and yeah. So Saturday, Sunday night game. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Davis used to be like that. On we go to the 8th inning, and a 2-1 advantage for the Oakland Ballers. The staying in the game to catch is Dan Covino, and the new pitcher is Elijah Pleasance. I'll tell you more about him in a moment as the first pitch on the way to Jose Gonzalez, who's taken for a strike on the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Gonzalez, Kaczynski, and Blackford, 4, 5, and 6. Face Pleasance, who deals, and Gonzalez, who homered twice last night, takes outside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Pleasance, who I was told was going to start here on Sunday and still could. Maybe just getting an inning or 2 in right now, but Pleasance, 6'5", 195 pounds. Winds and pitches, and that's foul to the backstop. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pleasance just turned 24. He's out of Clarksville, Tennessee. That's about an hour north of Nashville. In the draft league last year with Mahoning Valley. Gonzalez 0 for 2 with a walk. High leg kick by Pleasance and the pitch outside for a ball. 2-2. I was talking to Gonzalez about his home runs last night. I said, was that your first ever 2-homer game in pro ball? He said yes, but he told me he had a 2-homer game at Texas State, meaning Texas State University. They'll wind up in the 2-2, and Gonzalez made a motion to pitch and went around strike 3, and he is down on strikes. A good pitch there, and kind of tongue-tied, if you will. So he is out, 1 down, and now it's Kaczynski who bats, who is 1 for 3. So, again, Elijah Pleasance coming on to do the pitching. Pleasance, a record of 1 win and no losses, 5.59 ERA, 4th appearance, his 3rd out of the bullpen. Now Kaczynski, homered last night, a homer here would tie it, and he takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. He is 1 for 3. Outfield fairly deep straightaway. 2-1 Oakland, top of the 8th. The windup in the pitch, and Sam swings on a pop-up foul right side. Turn the soccer field to my right. Quickly 0-2 from the very imposing looking and tall Elijah Pleasance, who kicks and delivers, and that's outside for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Was there another change for Oakland? Let me see here. Somebody told me here. I just heard the PA announcer say there was somebody at second base. Has the pitch here, and that's outside, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Unless they brought Horner back in after he was for whom he was pinch hit. The pitch on the way, and that's fouled off right side. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'm trying to see the catcher's number. Through the chest protector, which is not easy. The kick on the 2-2, and that swung on and lined right field, base hit. So Kaczynski has his 2nd hit. There's the right fielder, Austin Davis, up with the ball, gets it in towards second. Looks like Lozano stayed in the game, or is right back in the game. All right, hold on. Here's what the problem is, folks. All right, time out here. I think I have just discovered everything. Horner, of course, was the starting catcher, and I Had forgot to put him in my defensive chart is what happened. Covino hit for Horner. Covino stays in the game to play second base. He's not catching. And now it's Lozano who is the new catcher. So let me correct that. Meanwhile, it looks like we have a pinch runner here. Billy Horton gone to the plate umpire. Thought there's a move it. Okay, there we go. Kyle Guerra. Okay. So Kuczynski comes out, and Kyle Guerra will go into pinch run. Now, who knows? I said we'll see if Guerra will, or we'll see if Kuczynski will come back into the game. So meanwhile, Guerra pinch runs. Braden Blackford is at the plate. The score is 2-1 Oakland here in the 8th inning, the top of the 8th. Blackford homered last time. A home run here would give Yolo the lead, and he takes outside for a ball. And the count is a 2 balls and no strikes. So going into the game to catch is Tyler Lozano. He is the new catcher. Covino stays in to play second base. As the pitch popped up foul left side. And the count now with 2 balls and 1 strike. So Covino obviously stays in the 8th spot. And Lozano, the catcher, will bat 7th. So there we are. Is the pitch. Throw to first. And that is that a strike him out, throw him out double play? He was picked off. Kyle Guerra has been picked off first. No, it was not a strike 3. It was counts at 2-1. But Kyle Guerra, who just went in a pinch run, he's been picked off first. The catcher Lozano to the first baseman Martinez. That's a big second out. 2 out now, nobody on. 2-3 on the pickoff. Now the 2-2, and that's foul to the backstop. Now Guerra comes in to pinch run, and that is not exactly, cannot imagine Billy Horton is too thrilled about that, putting Guerra in a pinch run, and then the pinch runner gets picked off. So now Pleasant's back out of the windup and the pitch, and that's in the dirt, and Blackford had to skip rope to get out of the way of that one. And the count now with 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Covino is at second for Oakland. Lozano is doing the catching. Lozano is batting 7th. So 3 balls and 2 strikes the count. The windup and the payoff way outside, ball 4. So Yolo gets the runner right back, but with 2 out now.
Next up, the right fielder, number 14, Justin Kirby.
And now it's Justin Kirby who comes up as the possible go-ahead run. And Jim Dietrich, the pitching coach, out to
Folks, tonight we are thrilled to welcome the Bay Area Falcons, the Bay Area's own women's ultimate frisbee team.
have a discussion with Pleasance.
Please give them a big shout out. We're so proud to be
2 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Oakland. A run, 7 hits, and no errors for Yolo. And Pleasance came on this inning. Abraham De Leon worked an inning and 2/3 for Oakland. Allowed 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and he struck out 2. So now Justin Kirby bats. Blackford at first. Small lead and the pitch, and that swung on, and Kirby turns on this one and pops it up foul toward the screen, strike 1. And the count is at no balls and 1 strike to Kirby, who swings and misses a high fastball, and it's strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes the count. So 0-2 the count from Elijah Pleasance. Possible tying run at first base. That's Blackford. And the pitch, and Kirby swings, and he pops one up foul down the first base side. One ball and 2 strikes count. Kirby tonight, he is 1 for 2, a single and a walk, and a 2-1 advantage for the Oakland Ballers, trying to even up this series. Yolo won last night 9-3. Outfield fairly deep and straight away. And Pleasance from the high set kicks and delivers, and Kirby turns on this one on a foul to the backstop. And the count holds, and no balls and 2 strikes in front of tonight's paid crowd of 1,871. There's the pitch, and that drills Kirby. Ouch. Like that got him in his left hip. And hopefully he is okay. It looks like he is getting right up, and he will head down to first base. So Pleasance loses Kirby, and that didn't look so pleasant right there. And you know what? That not only got Kirby, that got the plate umpire, Ron Adams. Oakland trainer had to check on Adams. So that ball got Kirby, who, as I said, he appears to be okay at first base now, but the plate umpire, Ron Adams, will be looked at and hope he is all right. Looks like he will hang in there. So now it's 2 on and 2 out. So the possible go-ahead run is at first base, and that's Kirby. Black for the tying run at second. Well, now it's Mason Minzy who will come up. So big moment here for Minzy, who is 1 for 3 tonight with a single. 2 runs, 7 hits, and no errors for the Ballers. A run, 7 hits, and no errors for the High Wheelers. Outfield fairly deep straightaway. The runners lead at first and second. And Pleasant's first base side of the rubber kicks and deals. And Minzy a home run, cut and a miss, strike 1. And the count is a no balls and 1 strike to Minzy. So the shortstop in Jefferson trying to keep Blackford close at second base. 2-1 Oakland. Top of the 8th, and the pitch, and Minzy takes, and that's on the inner half of the plate, strike 2. And the count's now at no balls and 2 strikes with Kirkland Banks on deck. An outfield around the left, so there's a big hole out in right center field. And the center fielder and Harden shaded over toward left center. And the pitch, and Minzy swings and misses, strike 3, pitch down and in, and he is out. So Pleasance works around 3 base runners, but that big pickoff of Gare obviously looming large. Second strikeout for Pleasance. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. It remains Oakland 2 and Yolo 1 on YouTube Live.
And on Sundays, the Ballers will have the opportunity to run the bases post-game. All this and more coming soon.
Okay, as you can see, I'm here with Carls and Teddy. They got on some extra big t-shirts and extra big shoes. We're going to have them race, okay? You guys stay in the grass. You don't want to be tripping all over the dirt over there. Do you guys see the finish line? Okay, here, step over here for me. Get a clear shot at that
On we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning, and a lead of 2-1 for Oakland, leading Yolo. Doug Greenwald with you on YouTube Live. Glad you can join us for this Wednesday night here from the East Bay. And the Sacramento area product, Jack Zalaski, will come on to do the pitching. So second straight game in this series for Zalaski. So Ben Ferrer tonight for Yolo. Works 2 innings, allows 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and he struck out 3. Highway's pitchers tonight have combined to strike out 12. And Mitch and Zalaski last night pitched 1 perfect inning, struck out the side on just 10 pitches. So Zalaski on to pitch here in the 8th inning. Jose Gonzalez has moved from left field to first base. Looks like Kirkland. Let me see here what the outfield alignment is in a moment. The pitch on the way is outside, ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and no strikes. I'll tell you in just a moment what the outfield alignment is as the pitch, and that's swung on, and that's popped up. Shallow left field, and backpedaling is the left fielder in Kirkland Banks to make the catch. So, of course, Bill Banks, he's been in left field all game. Let me correct that. You know what? I was thinking Gonzalez was in. Folks, I'm all confused right now. I am absolutely confused. I had know what's going on here. It's normally the case, and I apologize. The pitch on the way, and that's tapped foul up along first strike. 1, no balls and 1 strike. Kaczynski was the DH tonight, so he could come back into the game. Gary, remember, pinch ran for him, but Kaczynski could still stay in as the pitch bunted out and missed. This is rather embarrassing, folks. So, no, the outfield alignment is the same. Gonzalez, for whatever reason, I wrote in my book in left field. Gonzalez has been at first base the entire game tonight. So it's still the same outfield. Banks in left, Skinner in center, and Kirby in right. Pitch on the way, and that's outside for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count from Jack Zalaski.
The high wheels are challenging the call of the ball. It is confirmed a ball.
So Miles Jefferson, he's 1 for 3 tonight. Jefferson doubled in the first inning. Zalaski, great pants up to his knees, kicks and delivers, and that's tapped foul up along third. And the count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Zalaski, 23 years old, 6'1", 200, 6'1", 200 pounds. Outfield medium depth and straight away. And Zalaski kicks and the pitch, and that's reached for in bloop, shallow left field, base hit. Second hit for Jefferson tonight. Now it's Andre Hunter, so obviously Zalaski has to keep this at a 1-run deficit. 2-1 lead, and now it's Hubbard who's 1 for 3 with a double, and the pitch, and that's taken for a strike on the outside corner. And the count is at no balls and 1 strike. Zalaski kicks and deals from the set, swing ground ball foul up along third. And the count now at no balls and 2 strikes with Trevor Halzema wetting on deck. Zalaski spent last season with the Mahoning Valley Club. As there goes the runner for swing and a miss. There goes the runner, and Jefferson down to second, and he dives in safely. Now Hubbard strikes out swinging, and that's the first strikeout for Zalaski. 2 down. Throw was taken by the second baseman Lede from the catcher Minzy. So now it's Trevor Halsema who bats, and it's a big run at second base right there. Obviously, Yolo has to keep it at a 1-run deficit. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Oakland 2 and Yolo 1. Halsema is 1 for 3 with an RBI ground out. And the pitch, and that's in the dirt, ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and no strikes. Zalaski deals, and that pitch is swung on and driven high in the air to left field. Banks is back at the wall, and it is gone. That is a backbreaker right there. A 2-out, 2-run homer by Trevor Halsema. And just like that now, 4-1 Oakland. Yeah, that really hurts right there. You know, it's obviously one of those you have to keep it at 2-1. Halsema, that's his 3rd home run this season. RBIs 15 and 16. So now 4-1 Oakland, bottom of the 8th. And now it's Noah Martinez, and he takes a strike on the inside corner. And the count is a no balls and 1 strike. Well, that's be pretty tough to come back from that one now. Down by 3, at least 3 going to the 9th is the pitch to Martinez. Hit foul up along first, strike 1. And the count's at no balls and 1 strike. 0-1 the count. Zalaski, that's first home run he has given up this year. Martinez 0 for 3 tonight. And the pitch on the way, and Noah swing and miss. Change up strike 3, and he is out. Second strikeout for Zalaski, but the damage done. The 2-out, 2-run homer by Halsema. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left. Last chance for Yolo as we go to the top half of the 9th inning. 4-1, Oakland out in front over Yolo on YouTube Live. Last chance for the Yolo High Wheelers, we go to the top of the ninth inning. It is 4-1 in favor of Oakland. Carson Lambert on for a save situation. Kirkland Banks leads it off, and he pops on a foul right side, strike one. No balls and one strike. It'll be Banks. And on the top of the Yolo order for the center fielder, Skinner, and then Marine, 9-1-2 to face Lambert, who's had some time in the red system. 4-1 Oakland. Top of the ninth. Lambert winds and the pitch, and Banks swings on a tapper foul up along third. Strike two. And the count is at no balls and two strikes from Lambert. No wins and one loss. ERA at 10.32. Fourth appearance. Second out of the bullpen. Now Lambert does have one save already. As he winds and the two-strike pitch. Strike three called outside corner, and Banks knew it. And he is out, one down. Elijah Pleasance tonight worked one inning, one scoreless inning, one hit, a walk, two strikeouts, and he hit a batter. Top of the Yellow order up for the center fielder now in Braylon Skinner, up for the fifth time is the Yellow order. Skinner 1 for 4 with a single. 4-1 Oakland. Lambert three-quarter windup and the pitch, and that is outside, ball one. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes. Lambert 6'4", 200 pounds, 24 years old, out of Thousand Oaks, California. Is the pitch on the way, and that is low, ball two. 2 balls and no strikes. So obviously, instead of just one runner needed to possibly tie the game, now it's going to take a lot more than that. The windup and the pitch, and that's foul to the backstop, and that is strike one. And the count now at 2 balls and 1 strike from Carson Lambert. So tomorrow night, we're right back here at 6:25. A bit of a historic evening scheduled for tomorrow. Is the 2-1 on the way, and that is low, ball 3. And the count now at 3 balls and 1 strike from Lambert. Tomorrow night, the pitching matchup will be for Yolo, left-hander Brandon McPherson. And for Oakland, right-hander Kelsey Whitmore, who will become once she takes the mound, the first female ever to start a Pioneer League game. It'll be her first Pioneer League start. Last pitch fell off. Next pitch swing and a tapper towards shortstop. Charged and snatched by Jefferson, and he'll throw to Martinez at first. And Skinner is out, 2 down. He's now 1 for 5. And now Yolo is down to its last out for the shortstop in Braylon Marine, who is 0 for 4 tonight. But Kelsey Whitmore, the scheduled starter for tomorrow. A historic night, seeing Kelsey make her first ever Pioneer League start, first ever female starting pitcher in Pioneer League history. Now it's Marine who swings on a foul to the backstop, strike one. And the count is a no balls and 1 strike. So we'll start the web feed at about 6:25 and take it from there with a 6:35 p.m. first pitch. 0-1 the count. Lambert delivers, and a breaking ball. Strike 2 caught on the outside corner, 0-2, and now Yolo down to its last strike. 4 runs, 9 hits, and no errors for Oakland. 1-7-0 for Yolo. Paid crowd 1,871 as Lambert delivers, and a fastball swung on him, missed strike 3. The ball game is over, and the Oakland Ballers have their first ever home win as Oakland out to the mound to celebrate a 4-1 win here tonight, and that evens this series at a game apiece. So Carson Lambert comes on for a 1-2-3 ninth with a pair of strikeouts and thus earns the save. Final score here this evening, it was Oakland 4 and Yolo 1. I will be back with the final totals in just a moment.
this home crowd behind your first home run here at Raimondi Park this season?
That was awesome. I mean, the crowd, they bring the energy every night, and we just want to thank you for coming out here and bringing the energy like you guys do.
Hey, you got a lot more games in front of this hometown crowd. What does it mean you come out here every night in front of these dedicated fans?
And it's just a great feeling to come out here and see the energy, like I said again. Yeah, it's just a great feeling.
That's awesome, man. Hey, go have fun. Good win tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Back up to you, Tyler.
Fans, we have an exciting group of games coming up on our homestand. Our next theme night is all about the fans. It's our Oakland 68 tonight. It's a day dedicated to the impactful fan base with Oakland 68 inclusions all throughout the show. And get your tickets now at oaklandballers.com. Well, that is the show tonight. I am Aubrey Tolliver. I'm under the direction of Paul Simmock and Tyler Flipson for Marcon and the rest.
Final score here tonight, it was the Oakland Ballers 4 and the Yolo High Wheelers 1. Here are the final totals. First for the victorious Oakland Ballers, who are now 8-6, 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors, and 5 left. For the Yolo High Wheelers, who dropped to 6-5, 1 run, 7 hits, no errors, and 10 left. The winning pitcher tonight for Oakland, Aaron Eden. He is now 2-1. The save to Lambert, his second of the year. Carson Lambert, his second of the year for Oakland. And Tuvla Glosser Dawson Lane of Yolo, and he drops to 0-1. 2 hours and 43 minutes it took to play this game in front of a paid crowd of 1,871, and Oakland evens this series tonight with a 4-1 win. So after the 9-3 win last night for Yolo, Dawson Lane went to the mound tonight for Yolo, and Aaron Eden for Oakland. And Lane, it was certainly a very good start. Struck out 9, the most by a high wheeler pitcher this year over 5 innings. But Oakland chipped away or got on the board with a run in the 4th after a Peyton Harden single. 2 batters later, Dondre Hubbard doubled, and then Trevor Halsman, RBI grounded, made it 1-0 Ballers. Then in the 5th inning, this is a kind of some tough luck tonight with 2 out and the bases loaded. Lane delivered a wild pitch, and that scored the Oakland third baseman Brad Burkell, and that made it 2-0 Oakland. The High Wheelers got back in the 6th inning with a run, chasing Eden from the game. A home run by third baseman Braden Blackford, his first as a High Wheeler, and that made it 2-1 in favor of Yolo. But from there, Yolo was able to get another run on the 6th, or another runner on in the 6th, but couldn't do anything with it. Then in the 8th inning against Elijah Pleasance in a 2-1 lead, Sam Kaczynski, the DH, singled to right, and then Kyle Guerra went in to pinch run. Well, what's the last thing a pinch runner needs to do? Get picked off, and that's what happened. The catcher, Dan Lozano, who had just come in to play defense, ended up picking off Kyle Guerra 2-3 on the play at first. The catcher Lozano, the first baseman Noah Martinez. Then the High Wheelers had runners at first and second after that in the 8th, but could not cash in against Elijah Pleasant. So he went to the bottom of the 8th. Jack Zalaski came on. It was still 2-1 Oakland, and unfortunately for Zalaski, well, he got there were 2 out and a runner on, and Trevor Holzema came up, and the left fielder for the Ballers hit a 2-out, 2-run homer to left, and that made it 4-1, his second homer of the year, and a big difference between 2-1 and 4-1. That was a big backbreaker. So there was a 2-out wild pitch and a 2-out, 2-run homer. 3 of the 4 runs coming with 2 out tonight in what was a close game, and Oakland wins it 4-1. Aaron Eden for the Ballers, the win. Struck out 4 over 5 in the 3rd innings. A wild pitch, a home run allowed. 5 hits, 1 run earned, and 4 walks. Abraham De Leon, an inning and 2/3. No runs allowed. Elijah Pleasance, 1 shutout inning, 1 hit, a walk, 2 strikeouts, and a hit by pitch. And Carson Lambert, a perfect 9th, 1 inning and 2 strikeouts. Dawson Lane, again, a season best 9 strikeouts for a High Wheeler pitcher. 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned, a walk, 9 Ks, and a wild pitch. Ben Ferrer, 2 shutout innings, 1 hit, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. And Jack Zalaski, 1 inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned, no walks, 2 strikeouts, and a home run allowed. Eden, the winner, 2-1 for Oakland. Lambert, his second baller save, and Lane, the Yolo loss, 0-1. 2 hours, 43 minutes this took. Paid crowd 1,871 here to see the second game ever at Raimondi Field. And Oakland wins it 4-1. Our next YouTube live feed will be tomorrow night. We look forward to having you join us. For Yolo, it'll be left-hander Brandon McPherson. 1 win, no losses, an ERA of 1.5. He will make the start for Yolo, and then the historic start tomorrow night. Kelsey Whitmore, the first female pitcher ever to start a game in the Pioneer League. No wins, no losses. Her ERA is at 21.21, fourth appearance all as a starter for her, and we look forward to having you join us. Great job by Michael Sapel for helping produce this one tonight, and all of our great fans and listeners for tuning us in. Our live feed tomorrow, by the way, will start at 6:25 p.m., so we look forward to having you join us then. Till then, Doug Greenwald saying goodnight from Oakland.